Alongside Dennis Bernstein and David Pagnotta, I'm Irfaan Gaffar with the fourth period. Dennis, let's start with one of the most underappreciated, underrated teams in the National Hockey League, and that's the Florida Panthers. Are they for real?
They are for real, Irf, because of the changes they made in the offseason. They got more sandpaper, they got more grit. They brought in Patrick Hornquist, Carter Verhaeghe, not superstars, but guys who are essential. They're following the Tampa plan. Right? A very talented team. And remember, you've got a first, a second, and a third overall pick on the Florida Panthers. They just never put it together. They were soft in the postseason last year against the New York Islanders. And then the GM Clojure has just addressed those issues. And now they can get the goaltender going, the $10 million goaltender, and the $800,000 goaltender. If it keeps playing that way, I think it'd be a good year. But I think at this point in time, they are a dangerous team. They have the requisite talent to go deep, and maybe they are this year's Tampa Bay Lightning.
Is it time that we start talking about Jonathan Huberto and Alexander Barkov as legitimate NHL superstars?
Well, one guy's the second overall pick. The other guy's the third overall pick in their draft. So, yes, I think Sasha Barkov, and look, the market they play in, they're never going to get the attention, right? They don't have great attendance. It's not a hot sports market. So these are elite athletes, and they're finally coming through. And Q, whatever Q did in the offseason, in the early this season, it's finally working. And one of these days, he'll play Jonathan Huberto 20 minutes a night. Not right now, but I think at this point, I think they're cooking all cylinders. I think Carolina and Tampa really need to watch out for Florida this season. The way they're playing, I expect it can continue.
You talk about one veteran coach in Joe Quenneville. Now we'll go to another veteran coach in Alain Vigneault and his team, the Philadelphia Flyers, David, who are playing some good hockey of late, even though they do sit at fifth place in their division.
Yeah, they are. They're playing very well. James Van Riemsdyk has been phenomenal for this team, 21 points so far in the season. But they still need their big guns really rolling. And yes, COVID has posed a bit of a problem for them, but they need Clojure to get back on track. He's got one goal so far on this season. The more output they get from him, I think the further along they'll end up going ultimately this season.
What does Clojure need to do differently? I know we've known to see him as be a goal scorer, but is it his leadership differently? I guess he's kind of leading by example now for a little bit for the Flyers team.
Yeah, he has been. He's a great guy in the room. All the guys love him. Even though he does just have one goal on this season, he's a glue guy who happens to have a C on his chest. So I think he certainly brings different intangibles to the team. But at the same time, for the most part, they still need to get him going offensively. He's got a bunch of assists, but they need to see him in the back of the net in order for this team to really get to the next level and compete for a Stanley Cup.
Both of you guys have the C on the chest for the fourth period. Thank you very much for this.